Peace, everyone. How y'all doing? I'm in the old studio. I'm on YouTube in the studio. StreamYard not working. So let me share this. Let me see how it working here. Okay, hit the share button. So the thumbnail said, "You openly sit with my enemies and with Hebrews about killing me." You see Sarnetta and Mikhail ben Israel of the Israel of God in some church in Indiana with Israel in their name or whatever. Right? We started another Facebook dialogue. Y'all know me. I say I'm a man and I address any man, anywhere, anything. He's not a man. He want to address me in public. What he do is cry like a little girl and run and do little stuff. Like I newly put his complaint that he had the last time about me up. You did this to me and my elders. Because he's not a singular person. He's whatever they call a legion, or he's a legion of Hebrew Israelites. That's what he is. He's a legion. He's not Mikhail ben Israel. He's Hebrews in the hood everywhere. He's whatever. He's not an individual. I'm an individual. You're an individual. Everybody in the world is an individual, but this guy. When he speaks as we, the Israel of God. We do this and we do that. And whatever church he is in Indiana, whatever. Right? But I've been into it with Henry Bowie and Elijah Israel, or whatever church that is. They never took up for him, but never said anything about him. The Hebrew Israelite title, are we Hebrew Israelites and all that stuff? That's the Henry Bowie. Both of them that tried to speak on it for us, Elijah and Mikhail, but they never spoke to me. What they did, they talked about behind my back and tried to sow dissension in the church. Because when my mother had cancer and was dying, I brought her to Arkansas. Before then, I was going to these camps looking people right in their face. I wasn't swearing back then. I wasn't even mad. I wasn't none of this stuff. After they injured me, harmed me, and did me harm, never came and talked to me like a man, then it turned me into a madman. Just because I ain't shaved and all that, don't get afraid of me, right? But Mikhail being Israel, he's not a man. Now, let me get the link so if you want to come in the room, I think he can come in this room. Let me see how it works. Here we go. That's sharing the screen. I don't think he can come in this room. But don't worry, I got StreamYard. I will be up again. So, to all my people on Facebook, y'all see me and Mikhail going at it on Facebook, right? It's very simple stuff. He's a Henry Bowie worshiper. He's a Bowieite. Elijah light. That's cause he followed man. Henry Bowie, so he a Henry Bowieite, and Elijah Israel is his teacher now, because Henry Bowie threw him out the Israel of God or whatever. So now he's a Elijah light, since he can't get directly to worshiping Bowie. So now let's do this, because what's going on is a brother was speaking about the Israel of God. He was talking about the Israel of God doctrine. You can find it on YouTube, the person that's talking about it. I ain't giving you your name and stuff. Do a little research. So I said, Hebrews hood. So Hebrew Israelite is our foundation. If it's our foundation, then that's what was supposed to be set. Henry Bowie was supposed to set it from day one, meaning I would have known I was in a Hebrew Israelite church from day one if that's the foundation of the Israel of God. Being Hebrew Israelites, that should be well known to the world. The world hear me crying about it more than you hear them saying it. Because if you look on their website, matter of fact, we'll go look at the website right now. The Israel of God website. So I ain't got to falsify. We'll go look at the website. Now, let's see how much of my influence on this website. Because it's my influence. They Twitter page is because of me. I got persecuted because I got them a Twitter page, and Henry Bowie listened to them wicked Negroes up in that entertainment office or whatever. They was mad because I was helping them, and they like, this nigga coming to get my job. Nah, Andrew, I wasn't coming to get your job. If you was handling your job, you wouldn't have to worry about it. Just like a man that has a wife and ain't handling it, some other man come handling everything. See, everything is spiritual. We're going to deal with this, though. Let me share the screen. That's Henry Bowie, right? That's his class of clowns. I respect this brother. Never had a problem with him. I know this brother. I know the rest of them, but hey. So, let's deal with it something. This is the number one thing right here. Let's see. Baptism, right? You see they baptizing a European. Now, let me ask a question, another European. Let me ask a quick question. Why are you baptizing these people? Washing their tail? You think they got a dirty butthole or something that need washing? Are you washing them so they can be saved and sanctified and everything else? Because it's a process to baptism. And I think Henry Bowie know what the process is, but he don't believe in the process. I ain't never gonna call him no dummy. I know he know what the process is, but he don't believe in the process. Just like say he don't believe in that process. Feast days, if it's 8 days in the feast, it's not an 8-day feast. That 8th day is a part of the mother days. He don't believe in the process though. Though he been preaching it all his life, he can set it up the way he want to, not the way God want it set up. And people gonna do what he say do because he run them people. And they worship him as if he the Lord God of Israel, Jesus Christ himself. So now let's go back over here. I just wanted to show y'all that. See the Europeans? Are you making them spiritual Hebrew Israelites? Is there such thing as spiritual Hebrew Israelites? Or are you making them spiritual Israelites? Maybe that's too deep for ignorant people at the Israel of God that ain't been taught by Henry Bowie what baptism is all about. But I know what it's about. I can speak on it. You don't hear nobody at the Israel of God speaking on it, right? So, once again, you see all of this? I've been on national TV and spent money and did all that stuff before the Israel of God ever did it. Before the Israel of God ever did it. And I'm just an individual. See, it takes individuals to do things. When you got people to just do what Henry Bowie say do, you only do what Henry Bowie say do in the time that Henry Bowie says do it. And that's the problem when you got people following you and flattering you and you're such a great man and you dress great and you do this and you do that. And then whatever you do your arms, you do it for the viewing. You don't do it to help the people. you go get a camera and stuff and you do it so people can see you doing it and worship you for helping the people. And then you better than Donald Trump now, because Donald Trump, like, I ain't helping the people no more and I ain't getting y'all no money. So, I don't see Israelite Christian up here. That's what they call themselves now, and they don't put it on the front page. Let's look at the website. Now I just showed y'all my website. Do this stuff sound very similar? Let's listen. Let's listen to it, right? Do it sound very similar? Because it is.
The Israel of God is a Bible study class. Our purpose is to teach the uncut Word of God according to the prophets, Old Testament, and the Apostles, New Testament. We observe the Lord's Sabbath day, the Lord's feast days, as outlined in Leviticus 23rd chapter, and the Lord's dietary law, as outlined in Leviticus 11th chapter. We teach and observe the royal law, which is the Ten Commandments. We also believe in the resurrection and that Jesus is the King of Israel who will rule over the house of Jacob forever. We believe Jesus is the God of all people and his house shall be a house of prayer for all people. So Isaiah 56:7.
So now, haven't y'all heard me say that plenty of times? Haven't y'all heard me see, like I said, they influenced me in a lot of ways, but I have influenced them because they've been watching me since I started doing stuff on this YouTube 17 years ago. Every now and then, one of the haters from the Israel of God to see me live doing stuff because they wasn't live doing nothing. I had to, you see them, they on YouTube now. Who asked them to get on YouTube? Mikael in Israel, Hebrews in the hood. Did you go ask your leaders, your pastors and stuff to get on YouTube? Or did I ask Henry Bowie and Elijah? And I ain't got to call them out their name and everything else and do nothing. But yes, I'm angry. Did I ask them to get on YouTube? Is that the reason they on YouTube today? Since you done joined ranks with them and kissing they buttholes and stuff. Let me ask you that question. Have you asked them to get on YouTube? Why are they on YouTube? Because of me. See, I got works. I ain't got to talk about what we done did. I can tell you what I have did. You want to show your face by y'all works, or you want to show the face by your works? I can show my face by my works. I can show you everything I did, not what a bunch of Negroes did or Hebrews did. Nah, F the niggas and F the Hebrews for us. I'm concerned. I'm an Israelite, and I can show you what this Israelite has been doing, shall be doing, will be doing, and all of that. But if they look at the thumbnail, you've been sitting up with my mortal enemy, Sadnetta. You was there when Polite and all them called into my show trying to punk me like I'm some kind of punk, and I didn't punk out. You know the history of all that stuff because you was running with the pale Arab back then, and that's why the mighty Hebrew came and sit down with your ignorant Hebrew self talking about killing me. You ain't tell them if you touch Carl or try to touch Carl, I'ma kill you, nigga. Because that's what a man will tell another man that will walk up to him and tell him, I want to kill that dude, help me do it, set him up. You ain't tell him that. I never hear mighty Hebrew come out here and say, Mikael ben Israel said he'll kill me if I touch Carl. No, you didn't say that, but we supposed to be spiritual brothers and this and everything else. And even after y'all had that conversation about setting me up to kill me, and you told me I respect that. After y'all did that, I still mess with you. Why? Because you a sick, ignorant Hebrew Israelite that worship Henry Bowie that needs help, salvation and stuff. You want to talk about it? No, you don't want to talk about it. Because if you did, you would say, put up a StreamYard and let's talk about it. When I was down here taking care of my mother, what had nothing to do with the Israel of God, had went to the house of Jacob, who's at the old Israel of God spot now. I joined them. I dealt with them. I wasn't in the Israel of God no more. Then I left that church and went to Marlin Church. I had been distant from the Israel of God for a long time. Haters over here, look out the window. Shoot through the window. I can't show the screen. I just block it. Let me see. Block. Boom. Right? So all this stuff going on, that's why I said, the Israel of God, Elijah Camp, and other Hebrew Israelites and people in Chicago, these people hate me with no cause. I got cause to hate them or say anything I want to say about them. I got cause. Your members talking about killing me and trying to persecute me and stuff because they leaders is not strong men and telling their subordinates what they should and should not do. Leave that guy alone. Don't say nothing to that guy. Quit effing with him. Quit playing with him. Because if you was an intelligent leader, that's what you would tell them. And you wouldn't sit your tail back in your pastor office in the back of $1 million mega church, Hebrew Israelite mega church, and allow the stuff to go on. You will speak up and say something. That's why I reached out to Henry Bowie, put it in a note and everything, said let's talk about this Hebrew Israelite thing because this is going on in the church. I'm over here going against Hebrew Israelites, and y'all out here pronouncing that y'all Hebrew Israelites. And I done did shows. I told y'all when I went there, they were Hebrew. They wasn't Hebrew Israelite. They was the Israelite Christians. Thus, my brother Jacob Eli, who got them to say that they was Israelite Christians. This right here is hypocrite on Henry Bowie because he got people thinking they Bible Christians and they Hebrew Israelites. If it was fundamental, like I said, I would have never thought that the Israel of God was a Bible Christian school, a church, or whatever you want to call it, camp or whatever. It would have been a Hebrew Israelite school. But this is because it ain't foundational. It's lies and BS at the Israel of God on all kind of levels. They got a similitude of God. They do things to make God feel good, but not with a perfect heart. Not with a perfect heart. That's why I dealt with the context that I was dealing with, or the story I was dealing with earlier today. The heart of God and the heart of man. God is a singular person. He do things by himself. The Father do it. And even Jesus did it by himself. How many people did y'all see get on the cross with Jesus to say, we saved you? The Father told him, go down there and die for them people that you made. He said, I'll do it, and he went and did it. I don't see him. Let me go hook up with a bunch of Hebrews and get the glory. So let me see. Well, I gotta do this to let y'all see, and I want to let y'all see, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna let y'all see. Here go the post, right? Once again, Hebrews in the hood. See, he getting on the brother and stuff. He talking some good stuff. It sound good. It's Bible, right? So I said, so Hebrew Israelite, our foundation. Stop crying, IOG worshiper. Really? He laughed. And see, the first thing you know when you talking to a BITCH Negro, they laugh. They don't handle the situation as if it's serious. He think he can live up there in Chicago and with all these ignorant Hebrew Israelites and help mislead them and laugh at me because I'm not misleading. Right? So, really, you should join together and build a camp. Finally, you might get 6 people to show up between all of y'all. Good to see you too, homie. So now, 6 people. I got 5 in the room with me. That's 6 right there. I see 6 people right here. And I ain't joining no camp. I ain't lying to nobody about they fucking Hebrew Israelites or none of that bullshit. I would never do it. See, street niggas say death before dishonor. He think he a street nigga. This nigga used to be a gangster back in the day and shit. That's how he ended up in that wheelchair. They shot his ass up out here trying to gang bang and not doing his shit right. Because even if you gonna gang bang, you got to do it right. Everything out to due order. You see his works. You see, I had a stroke of shit and I'm still getting around and trying to do what I got to do to live, right? You see him get shot up for being a bitch ass nigga when he got shot up, whatever he got shot up about. I know the story, but I ain't trying to talk about the story. And he in a wheelchair. See, your actions speak loud as hell for you. So we're going to go on now. We're going to go on. So, I'm not building a lie. I don't care about $1 million in the building or whatever. And where is your camp? Where's the Hebrews in the hood camp? Where is any Hebrews in the hood at across America? You should be uniting and having that tied down. Where's the Hebrew? Ain't no Hebrews in the hood in Park in Arkansas. It's a couple that done joined IUIC and different shit, young boys that come from here. They know I'm here. They would never speak to me. They never spoke to me or they wouldn't be in IUIC and shit. But these parents, like my children, is in a fucking coat. Oh, y'all didn't know I deal with all of that stuff, been dealing with all that stuff and everything. When them IUIC niggas came to Earl, Arkansas, which is 5 miles that way, they didn't come this way because they had a member driving trucks and he heard about me in West Memphis, Arkansas, talking about I don't play there. So they wouldn't come to park. But let's keep dealing with stuff. So, Camp, you're building other men's lives now. So I'm talking to them. You building other men's lives now. You joining forces and putting your hand with the wicked and building the wicked up. So I said, I do me. I do my work, it should say. I do me work. Yet you and others hate without a cause. They hate without a cause. Niggas been sitting back coveting this ever since I've been on YouTube doing my job and they didn't have to covet. I asked they wicked selves to come on YouTube to help deal with these people. All these Hebrew Israelites and people that I'm fighting against, I would have had an army behind me. Because the Israel of God is big as fuck. They're a mega Hebrew Israelite church. And I'd have had brothers and people to stand with me. But they didn't join me out here on the battlefield. They came out here and said, fuck that, I'm going to put my flag up and I'm going to do my job and I'm going to get wicked ass niggas like Mikael ben Israel to do all the other wicked shit that I be saying niggas do and shit. Because you need bitch ass niggas in your camp sometime to build your numbers so you can look strong and look good. Right? So we go on. He said, baby, we a real thing. We even teach children in the academy. What you teach them? They Hebrew Israelites or you teach them the word of God. And Hebrew Israelite is not in the word of God nowhere. You can't find it in now spiritual texts. But you teaching children. You got all these people, children, up in your school lying to them and BSing them and misleading them and doing all that stuff that you do. Yes, you and Elijah down there doing that, right? Everybody love Elijah, hate me, and said, don't speak against Elijah. Elijah down there teaching the children lies and BS and everything. Pray to God he ain't doing more than that. They ain't even gonna speak on it. In real schools, not just the internet, fake schools. Because he know I got a website. He know that the true Israel of God, which is like what I call my congregation on the streets, but it's the Israel of God, the mixed multitude, the church, got a school on the internet. So you got a fake school on the internet. You ain't got your real school or fake school on the internet. Elisha got something on the internet. Bowie got something on the internet. Hebrews in the Hood ain't got SHIT on the internet. If you do, get out here and pronounce it. Then this brother come through and we still talking blah, blah, blah. But it is what it is. It is what it is. There is Walls of Jericho School. I think y'all got a website up, don't you? Walls of Jericho. Let me see. wallsofjericho.com. I don't see no website with that in it. Where your stuff at? You got a little group. You got you and that little fat nigga and all them other niggas that when I was talking with Vocab Malone, y'all had got up with them too. Isaiah K. Fingers and stuff. He got Walls of whatever that is, the thing he do. Blah blah. Where's yours at? You take another man's job like you gonna be a CC on the Book of Life. You gonna get CC'd into their work on the Book of Life. No, you gotta have your own work, son. And you can't be doing the wicked stuff you doing, talking about you got works and this and that, because you run with righteous people, you righteous. You's a damn lie, and they ain't righteous. You pyrite. You fake gold, nigga. Everything about you fake. This is what I do to niggas on the YouTube, in these YouTube streets. Y'all ain't mean. Make a show about me and drop the link and see if I don't come in there and talk to you like a man. I'm going to try to be respectful to you. But as soon as you go into bitch mode, I'm going to treat you like you a bitch and tell you, you's a bitch, this, that. And you going to have to throw me out your thing because I'm going to talk to you like you won until you throw me out. So if you go that way with me, I'm going to meet you there. But I speak to any man respectfully if he speak to me respectfully. But I don't see no billions out here doing that. It's let me go over there and talk about him and his queen and do this and do that, and that's gonna make him mad. Yeah, it do anger me a little bit, but I'm gonna say, oh, that's just a weak ass bitch nigga, and really never try to speak to you about you again. Because I don't speak to bitch ass niggas. So fuck that nigga. That's gonna be my mindset. Always been my mindset. A man, we gonna fight. A bitch ass nigga, I'm gonna look over him. But you can only look over them so long because they mislead a lot of people. And a lot of people can't discern the Lord and Son of Malak, a sleeping spirit, that they cannot discern the wicked ass guy, this and that and everything else. That's why I was telling Ryan, you wrong. If you witnessed that debate, you supposed to be able to tell people what you saw in the debate. I know Judah Nazareth ain't gonna do it because he know what you saw in the debate. I know what you saw, and I want you to tell the people. Because righteous judgment need to go forth, and only those that witness. And as the law say, you witnessed it firsthand, you should be the first one to stone this nigga. Bust his motherfucking head. Excuse me, bust his head wide open because he's a lying, deceiving, wicked person. And to take that stuff out the community, he need his head busted wide open. But that's it, people. I'm venting truly, so I'm gonna get off of here. It's not a debate, and I ain't teaching. I'm venting. So I'm gonna call it a day. I like this YouTube going live. Keeps the queen off. I'm effing with her now. But I can do this by myself and can't nobody else get in the room, and it's just me. So I think I do more of this because, like I said, I'm teaching now. And because I'm teaching, this is the perfect format. Because if I drop a link, ain't nobody stepping in the room. Remember, ain't no men's out here. That's why the community is messed up, because ain't no men's out here to step up. Ain't no spiritual fathers or physical fathers getting they little bastards that they got running around these streets and stuff and doing stuff. Ain't nobody come getting them out the streets. You hear that, Elijah? You hear that, Bowie? Y'all ain't come get y'all spiritual son, Mikael, Hebrews in the hood, little badass out the street. But with that said, I'm gonna get off of here now. Peace.